Hello everybody, welcome to the Hollywood Bets Kenilworth Meet. We're out here at the Wednesday afternoon just to have a look at what the story is with regards to the 8-race program that's on offer over there. We do have a lineup on social media for you around Twitter and of course on 4Racing TV and YouTube, as well as WhatsApp. All that information is on the screen for you to be a part of, and hope you already are part of it one way or the other. We're going to make lots of progression around all of that, so please be part of it until we, might max out and you can't get in. You don't want that to happen to yourself, so be in there. All right, well, what's the story with the 8 race? It's the bipod start with the first, and I see top of the boards is the Justin Snaith Richard Fourie horse called Musical Arts, number 3 on the card, who's priced up at 12 to 10. Looks quite hard to beat in a race like this. Darren, firstly, what's the weather like over there at the moment? Any rain?
No, not the last 2 days have cleared up beautifully. The sun's out. Let me have a look. There's no wind at the moment. The track would have firmed up nicely. Still a bit. The sting's out the ground for sure. Now, race 1, have a look at Musical Arts. Ran a cracker on debut behind Unconquerable Lady, who had the experience. But have a look at Nile the Boss on debut. She had double Grand Slam behind her, came out to win. She had Unconquerable Lady behind her, who beat Musical Arts next time out. So surely back to 1,000 meters, the value definitely lies with Nile the Boss. So 3 and 5 to fight it out. I don't know too much about the first-timers.
Okay, interesting that you picked up on the Adam Marcus horse. That may well be. There's a bit of value in that. I think it's trading at around 5 to 1. You like it?
I gave her a big shot, yes, on her debut effort.
Right.
Like Darren touched on, back up the straight, should give another bold showing. With regards to the going, Clyde, the pen is 26, so it's good to soft.
Yeah.
I'm not discounting Stratz's chances, Clyde. I know she's clearly held by the favourite, and it was the favourite's debut effort. But Stratzer last time out in the early stages of that race, it went a bit pear-shaped for her. Aldo tried to bounce her, get her into a good position, and things didn't really work out for her in the early stages. So 3, 4 and 5 to fight it out.
All right, 3, 4, 5 to fight it out. Here's race 1. Here we go. We've got 2 bipods lined up for you. Darren Burrows has worked that one, so is Daryl Marie. And Darren's going 3 and 5 in the first leg of his bipod. Second leg, he's going to bank at the 11 horse. That was Quick Trip. Then 1, 5, 6 and 7 in the next leg. Fourth leg is bankering the 5, Silver Darling, then 3 and 6, and then 4, 7 and 8. A 48 rand bipod for Mr. Burrows. That's the way one should have played it. Daryl Marie's loading up first leg of the bipod. He's looking for a bit of a result, maybe running the favourite over. Second leg is happy to bank at the 11 Quick Trip, but no bankers after that. Third leg 1 and 7. Fourth leg 1 and 5. Next leg 3 and 6, and the last leg quite difficult, as in 1, 4, 5, 7 and 8, a 120 rand. Hopefully this lands. We need to get our money back from yesterday at the Vaal. Wasn't the greatest, to be quite frank. In fact, mostly April, we need to claw our way back to get some of the cash back. Let's hope today's the day. So we're staying in the maiden juvenile company now. It's for fillies. It's over 1,000 metres, the second race on the card. And from a betting, we're doing this about 10 o'clock on Wednesday, where number 11, Quick Trip, is the even money favourite. I'll start with Daryl Marie. Louis McCott was riding that for the yard. There are a couple of first-timers I'm not familiar with, unfortunately, at this point in time. I'll let you know anything about those. But if they're not on, then Quick Trip surely is the right one, right?
Yes, Clyde, obviously. I actually thought she'd be in the red by now, just because of her lovely improvements.
Yes.
The lovely improvement she showed in her second start. I thought that was a cracking effort. The winner on that occasion brought well above average form into the race, Clyde.
Distant Winter you're talking about, yep.
Yeah.
Well,
and they pulled well clear of the balance of the field. So with those 2 runs, run experience, I think she's a natural PA banker.
Okay.
And worth a nibble. Let's just hope there's not something well above average, because if there is, she might be found wanting, but I really think she'll take a power beating, having had those 2 runs.
Well, the 6, just by the way, Lady in Green is not running. That's taken out. Do you know anything about a first-timer here, perhaps, Mr. Burrows?
I did speak to Adam regarding Royal Lytham because I saw a lot of market support, and he said she's definitely got a big place chance. So they're expecting a decent effort, maybe not quite ready to win first time out, but a lovely filly. Quick Trip, now that last effort, I mean, Distant Winter was 4-10 on. She ran second in the nursery against the Colts before that. And Distant Winter, she had to knuckle down hard because Quick Trip was fighting her all the way to the line. They pulled 4 1/4 lengths clear of the third place runner. So surely with the experience under the belt, Quick Trip is a start of your all to comes for the day.
Okay, and we're not worried at all about the draw, right? Up the outside or anything like that. I mean,
She showed exceptional pace in her second start. Like she'll move across to the middle
and carry on from there. Okay, well, Darren's bank at the 11 in the first leg of his PA. Daryl Marie's Keen the same by 1, 5, 6, 7, by banker 5, by 3 and 6, by 4, 7, 8, by 4 and 5. And the last leg of Darren Burrows is 2, 5, 7 and 12. And if you're taking that, it's 192 Rand. Well, Daryl's worked one out as well, and he's bankering 11 in the first leg. And then as for the rest of the place accumulator, there aren't any more bankers, but that's pretty much that's the look and feel of the Daryl Marie PA out at Hollywood Bets Kenilworth this afternoon. We're still with the juveniles. This is a maiden juvenile plate over 1,000 metres. And in this particular event, Captain Arrow does again top of the boards. Looks like the right horse in the race. Last time we had a look, trading at around, what price is that? 18-10, I think it is, yeah. For Candice Bass Robinson, Elder DeMeo riding that. There are a few first-timers in there. They're both from the Snaith Yard. We don't know anything about those. Mr. Marie, I'll start with you. And just on current form, would you agree that Captain Arrow's, the right one? I mean, she was soundly beaten by Blue Holly, I understand that, but she does seem to have enough progression now. I mean, to go through and win.
Yeah, he's strung 2 seconds together in his latest 2 starts, Clyde. Shows that he's ready to exit the maiden ranks. Strictly on paper, he's held by number 1, Bohemian Grove. Now, Clyde, I know he ran well below par on that occasion, but the fact of the matter is Bohemian Grove beat him, and it's Bohemian Grove's first run in maiden class. Last time out he contested the grade 3 nursery.
Yeah.
We saw Distant Winter come out to win from there.
Yes.
Many thought he was unbeatable in his second start because of the cracking debut he put up. So
I follow.
I actually got healthy respect for number 1, Bohemian Grove. He's going to be my first pick ahead of the favourite, Captain Arrow. I mean, he's ready to exit the maiden ranks. With regards to the first timers, number 4 Justin Snaith said small each way chance. Not a place chance, he said each way, so that's encouraging.
Okay.
And number 13, Nice Type, 1 to follow. He's related to Takenot.
All right, well, that's interesting. There's a bit of each way fancy on that horse of Justin's, the 4 Always Free. This horse, Bohemian Grove, Daryl's talking about, number 1, is trading at around 8-1 at the moment on Wednesday. So if you're looking for a bit of a nibble, maybe that's the one. I'm still convinced, though, that Captain Arrow's the right one, Mr. Burrows. What do you think?
Clyde, he's coming on the right way. Have a look at that run behind Icy Blast. He got beat 2 1/4 lengths. Now go to number 5, Silver Crown. He was 2 3/4 lengths behind Icy Blast. So there was half a length between numbers 5 and 7 on that run. Then you got numbers 5 and 6. There was nothing separating them behind Future Variety. And Speed Racer was making his debut, showed a lot of pace over the 1200 and faded the final 100 meters. So I think the value lies with number 6, Speed Racer, the drop-in trip. He's got a speedy pedigree. I think currently 14-1 and 28-10 a place. I think he'll be right there. And that Future Variety maiden, I think that's going to be one of the stronger maidens to come out this season. So 6, 5, 7, and not ignoring number 1, Bohemian Grove.
Okay, so you're on to value over there. Keegan DeMello's got the ride for Brett Crawford. Yes, Speed Racer for Lady Laidlaw, of course. And Darren's got a pick 6 worked out where he's going 1, 5, 6, and 7 in the first leg of his pick 6. And then he's going to banker the 5 We'll be shouting on this or Silver Darling in the pick 6, and then no bankers after that. That's the play. It's a 260 Rand spend if you want to take it 10%, or 26 Rand if you want to take it for 1%, depending, of course, on what your budget wallet will allow you to do. But that's pretty much the look and feel of how we see today's pick 6. The next race on the card is an A Stakes race, and it's over 2,000 metres. Quality field, horses that are rated almost 100 and above, of which Justin Snaith, since number 2, Han Solo, is taken out. I think Justin has got 4 of the 5 runners in this race. In fact, he does. And I'm sure they're looking for a quartet finish sort of, yeah? Or is this horse Master Redoute, Mr. Marie, going to get in its way or not? The Snaith way, do you think it'll be a clean sweep?
I think it'll be a clean sweep for the first and second positions, Clyde. Have a look at the Cape A Stakes. So, conditions race. Silver Darling. Sorry, I'm struggling here, Clyde.
No problem.
She's a net.
Have some coffee.
125.
Have a sip of coffee. Drink coffee there.
No, that's what's putting me off of here. Net 125.
Hmm.
The balance of the field, well, the majority are net 111.
Yes.
So, that's 14 pounds, am I correct?
Yes.
How many kilograms? 7 kilograms.
7.
So she's slung in over here. She's been 2,000 before. She actually won the Wool Lavington over 2,000 at Greyville. If you recall, Clyde, this filly was nominated and accepted to run on Saturday or Sunday. Although the meeting didn't go ahead,
Okay.
she was already scratched with this race in mind.
Right.
So she looks the right one. Of the balance of the field, Navy Strength. If you watch his latest replay, Clyde, you'll realize how unlucky he was. I mean, he got taken up several times in the straight. So I think he's way better than that effort, and I expect him to reverse the form with those who finished ahead of him. And I actually think he'll give the favourite a bit of cheek over here. So 1 and 5 to fight it out.
Okay. So you got those two, Navy Strength and Silver Darling. But for you, Darren, it's Silver Darling, right?
Definitely, Clyde. You just have to look at a Grade 1 form. Winner of the Wool Lavington. A length and a half off in the Paddock Stakes. Mallorca Stakes, 4 lengths off Desert Miracle. She had a horse like Golden Hostess ahead of her, came out to win. Desert Miracle came out to win. Captain's Ransom was in there as well. Shirley, I know she's had a bit of a break, but she's coming out fresh over 2,000 meters. They wouldn't run over 2,000 first run back if she wasn't ready. And Richard Fourie takes the ride. She is entered for the Durban July. So surely she's going to get this race right.
Okay, so yeah, we know how confident you are about Silver Darling. Bank of that in the first leg of your jackpot by 3, 5, and 6, by 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8, by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10. It's 108 Rand. It's, of course, the start of the winter series, the winter season, so to speak, so to come in the Western Cape. So with the pen being at 26, we're going to have to become accustomed to heavy going over the next 2 or 3 months. It doesn't happen every year. So just keep your eyes and ears open as time goes on. That's the jackpot from Darren Burrows for today. So this is a Class 3. It's over 1,100 metres now. And from a market perspective, I'll give you an idea that number 1, Pacific Green, tops the boards at about 7-2. Joined with number 3, Who Do You Love? Those are the two that dominate. And then immediately thereafter, number 6, Hunting Trip, is at 4-1. And number 5, What Estate, is at 9-2. Social media is on the screen. Our Weighted to Win Twitter account, our handle is at Weighted to Win, so please join us. It's good to see the growth there all the time, and WhatsApp as well now. I can't tell you how many groups we're on. It's just fantastic to be engaging with everybody and keeping the information coming your way. We really are proud, and it's good to have you part of it. Let me go to Darren Burrows. Darren, let's talk about this. Perhaps one of the more challenging races on the card. I know you see it. There are a few in here that I think have got chances. I wouldn't rule out any particular horse with an potential upset result.
Yes, Clyde, but I did narrow this race down to 3, 5, and 6. Now, have a look at Who Do You Love? She's had 3 runs over sprinting trips for 3 wins. They tried her over further, 3rd in the Fillies Championship. Sorry, not in the Fillies Championship. She ran third in the Prestige Plate behind Golden Hostess and then ran 3 lengths off in the Fillies Championship. She tried the Guineas over a mile, which was stretching her. I think coming out fresh over 1,100 meters, her class could carry her through. So Who Do You Love's a leading light. Now, Hunting Trip, last time out, it was very soft and she won a good race. She handled the underfoot conditions. So now that the Sting's out the ground, she comes into the race with a big chance. And then the Marcus runner, What a State. She's in hot form at the moment and can't be ignored.
Yeah, got to have a chance. But I like your analogy around the horse you make with reference to Who Do You Love who's dropping in distance, right? And maybe that may well change things for a horse like that. What do you think, Daryl?
No, she's very decent.
Yes.
Clive, have a look. He's unbeaten up the straight.
Yes.
Unbeaten with Aldo de Meyer in the irons.
Okay.
Like Darren touched on. She's going to run fresh. Certainly got the class. So, last time out, Clyde, she beats a filly called Live My Life, who went on to win the Prix de Cup. Beating who, Clyde? Captain's Ransom.
Captain's Ransom, that's right. What a victory. What a victory that was.
So, Who Do You Love? My first pick, and I've got a healthy respect for Hunting Trip now. She's a very decent filly. I just think that JP sticks with her. I don't believe Richard had the choice. JP's done nothing wrong on this filly.
Sure.
The filly she beat in her latest start came out and won. She's my captain. And she's obviously on an upward trend, is a Hunting Trip. So 3 and 6.
Tell me, would you take the 7-2 about Who Do You Love? I mean, is it overpriced? Is my question, I guess.
It's very sticky, Clyde. So if she's in need
is she
of
the right
this,
price?
Eh?
Is she the right price?
Yeah, I think you'll get 7-2, 4-1 all
All
day long.
okay,
Yeah.
so she won't shorten.
I don't think she'll shorten. I really believe she's the class package in the race.
Yeah.
That I've got no doubt. Just returning from that layoff in the sticky conditions, that's off-putting.
That's sure a little bit of a worry. All right, there's always a reservation in racing, as we know. We've got some information for you from Darren Burrows. He's worked it all to come out for us, and he's going straight with this horse. Who Do You Love a place? So he's starting out in race 5 with Who Do You Love, which is number 3 on the card. He's then going a place into race 6, that was Captain Moon, which is number 8, a place. Then he's going race 7, that was Kimberly O'Hara, number 4, a place. And then he's going race 8 with Veldskun, who happens to be number 5, a place. So I'm not exactly sure what that works out to be quite honest, but we'll follow that place all to come. That's very kind. Thanks, Darren, for that. Let's get on to a jackpot 2. Daryl Marie's worked one out for us. He says, let's go first leg 3 and 6. So he's brassing Pacific Green, Who Do You Love, and Hunting Trip in the first leg by horses, and you take that jackpot for $200. Darren Burrows says Captive Moon's likely to run a place here. It's 4-1, number 8 on the card as we move on to race number 6. This particular event, race 6, just to have a look at it, is the Class 5, and it's over the 1,400 meters. Class 5 are horses rated in their 50s and 60s, thereabout. It's the E and F division. That's basically what it is. But Captive Moon, am I right, Mr. Burrows? We're still going that route.
Clyde, I can't give you too much confidence about a horse that hasn't won since the beginning of 2022, when he won his maiden by 3 lengths and he looked like he was going to go places. Now, last time out, Adam told me he's removing everything. He took the blinkers off, the tongue tie, the compression mask, just hoping for improvement. And he was drawn a bit deep. He got stuck at the back of the field and he was slicing through runners late. Now, he had, like the Clappers and Paper Trail, about half a length in front of him. He's a half a kilo better off with both of them. And if putting the race early, if he's not too far back turning for home, he could run them down and turn the tables on them. So I'm going to give Captive Moon another chance off a 57 rating. Captive Moon, for me, is the horse to beat. But I can't give you confidence about a horse that has been disappointing for a while.
No, that's a fair analysis. I mean, I can understand that. It's you're in the E division now, so it's not easy. What's your first choice, Mr. Marie?
Captive Moon.
Okay, well, there you go.
I watched his latest replay, Clyde. I thought he was very unlucky because going into that first bend, he was 3 wide. And Craig thereafter just made a decision to go to instead of being caught wide, to ease him further back. And he was caught further back than ideal. And he did well to finish where he did. He quickened up nicely in the straight. With a little bit of luck, he can get going earlier this time round. And he deserves another victory, especially off his current rating. The favourite, like the Clappers, I thought maybe looking for further. I'm not saying he's chanceless of years, obviously holds several, but I would have liked to see him step up into a mile and then possibly a turn furlong, because he has been that distance in the past. So my question mark with him is the 1400, but it is sticky, so it will be testing. And then Veronique, number 1, Clyde. No cover last time out, came up the middle of the track.
Didn't we back this last time,
yeah,
Veronique?
she's better than that. She's way better than that. So a filly that's not going to Hollywood, but she's got a chance of her current mark.
Some sort of chance. Okay. Well, it's an open race, guys. We wouldn't expect anything less at this level. And here we got some information for you. It's the last 3 races, and Daryl Marie's worked out a pick 3. He's been good with his pick 3s. They've been landing, I believe. So there's a 100 Rand pick 3 that you want to spend some money on. First leg of the pick 3, 1, 4, 5, 7, 8. In the second leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the third leg, 4, 5, 6, and 8. 100 Rand pick 3. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us on Weighted to Win. We appreciate your support. This is a Class 4 now, and into the D division, if you like. It's 1,200 metres. This race, number 6, Bonanza's scratch. So there are 9 horses that will go to the gate. And let's have a look at what I'll go to Darren Burrows and what the market looks like, where Kimberley O'Hara, number 4 on the card, at around 10 o'clock this morning was trading at 5 to 2. If you're watching the race time, you'll get an idea as to whether they've backed that or not. 10 Benjamin is at 4 to 1, must have a claim, I think, particularly with the underfoot conditions as they are. 5 Dance Variety is 11 to 2, and number 1 Gimmy's Laddie is at 6 to 1, together with a 2 Swift Action, who is trading at 6 to 1. 17 to 2, about number 3 Winter Pearl. There's a horse like 7 Axel, who's in there at 10 or 11 to 1. And if, just for the sake of it, 8 Fort Red is 16 to 1. And the other one in the race, Night Tiger, number 9, is trading at 28 to 1. Note that the 6 Bonanza is not running here. All right, Darren, sorry, let me start with you first. Darren, help us out here. For me, Benjamin, but where are you going?
I like this horse, Kimberley O'Hara. Now, in his second start, Clyde, he won a work rider race, and they gave him a 90 rating after winning by 6 lengths over course and distance. It took, 4 to 5 runs to drop from a 90 down to a 74, and he ran second last time out, but the rain was belting down. It was heavy. I was on course that day, and he had a lot of ground to make up turning for home, and he absolutely took off for second. He does handle the underfoot conditions, and I thought he was good value at around 9 to 2. Currently, he has shortened 5 to 2, but he's going to rate the horse to beat. I thought horses like Benjamin, Swift Action, Winter Pearl all got chances, and don't leave out Adam's horse, Dance Variety. Last time out, he was drawn deep. It was heavy underfoot conditions. He never really got into it. He's capable of a lot better.
Yeah, I'm sure. And out of Silver Falcon, that also Sugar Mountain came out and won. Sugar Mountain finished behind Dance Variety and at least won, so that will help its chances. Give it a chance. You, Mr. Marie?
Yeah, I like Dance Variety. Like Darren touched on last time out, you can just put a line through that. Penultimate start, Clyde, that was a 1400. He hit the front quite some way out, just folded late. His form up the straight, the Kenilworth straight, is fairly decent off a higher mark, and now he's off an 83. So he's come down in the rating. So I think he should be thereabouts. Kimberley O'Hara, big danger. Darren's touched on his chances, so 5 from 4.
Okay. Interesting race. Let's take a look at what we intend on doing. It's the last second penultimate of the day, and we take in the last double, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Any one of those can win by 4, 5, 6, and 8 into the last leg. That's our 20 Rand double. The last double out at Hollywood Bets, Kenilworth. So Class 3 into the C division we go, and this is a 1200. They'll stay up the straight in this event. It's quite a challenging race. The 10 All About Al is not running in the race. Daryl Marie, let's start with you and talk about how number 5 Veldskun, or what sort of chance you give it. It's top of the boards at 4-1 at the moment, but they are betting 4-1 the whole field here too. Berenberg is 5-1. 4, what's this horse called? Wyag is 5-1. 9 Trance Actor 6-1. The Champions Warrior, can that come back to its best? 7-1. Maybe it's the sort of race that you could find a bit of a shooty for us. Double figure.
Clark Veldskun, very impressive last time out. I don't know if you recall, this was the last race in the day, and Darren Burrows labelled him.
Yes.
He came from stone last from the worst barrier position around the bend, so he was very, very impressive. Wyag and himself lock horns once again. Only half a kilogram separating the two of them. So on paper, nothing separating the two of them. Obviously, Keenan takes the ride because of the 55 kilograms.
Yeah.
Louis can't get down to that.
Yeah.
Street Outlaw, Clyde, have a look at him, number 6. I mean, he's run against some really good sorts in Dave the King, Charles Dickens. We're jamming, Seeking the One. Very, very good horses. Rested and gelded. That's interesting.
First time back.
Yes.
Gelded, okay.
And then
But he lost
Tchaikovsky.
his form, mate. He's lost his form, hasn't he?
Well, maybe
Just
that's
hoping
why
he'll
he
come
had
back
that unkindest cut of form. And then Tchaikovsky, Clyde, this horse, I do believe he's a better 1,000-meter horse. But really, when there's some giving the ground, he's at his best. So expecting him to be doing his best work late.
Daryl, help me out with this horse, please. Champion Warrior. Is it too short or what?
Rested and gelded.
But that form line's deadly, eh?
Yeah, he's just been so disappointing. He's
Too short,
looks
too
so
short.
well. He's a smashing looker, but he has to.
Could you
come
argue
back.
it's too short?
No, it's
1200.
not too short. No,
So he can win on the basis
he
of...
can.
Yeah. That form line, I'm telling you, there's that form line, Dave the King out of there, and see it again. And it's that same Royal Aussie form line, Lord William, very strong form line. Champion Warrior, I think, was touted about to be one of the better horses around. So it's a bit of a shrewdy, I think, that you may have to just consider. What price is Champion Warrior? I just want to quickly check number 12. It's 7-1. Maybe it could have been bigger. But anyway, you know what, Mr. Burrows, you give that any sort of chance, Champion Warrior, or not?
Definitely, Clyde. His best form has actually been over the sprinting trips. I think he could be unbeaten, or I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2 from 2. I thought the horse to beat Veldskun. Now, last time out at Durbanville, every race on the card before Veldskun, they were winning from the front. The track was running fast. And he came from stone last, turning for home, and still got up to win. He showed a lot. He's got 55 kilos. He's a 4-year-old, lightly raced. This horse could be well ahead of the handicapper. So I'm going to tip Veldskun to win. Obviously, Berenberg has to be one of the leading lights. There's a 20-1 shot called We Can Go All Night. Now, have a look at his rating in his last start, a 96. They've dropped him 9 points down to an 87 after one run. Now, he's run 3 lengths off Charles Dickens, his last run over course and distance. And there are whispers about him. I know he's returning after a break, but include him into your quartets.
Okay.
And then the obvious other one is Champion Warrior to include.
All right, so we'll put those in the play. I guess a horse like Berenberg would have a chance. I mean, you'll know whether or not Benjamin arrived, because that comes from the same form line. There are a couple, so just look out for that. But Daryl Marie says exactas last 4, 5, 6, and 8. Remember what Darren's made reference to in terms of 1 or 2 of his shrewdies as the last race from Hollywood Bets Kenilworth. We look forward to seeing you. We're going to Turfentine on Thursday.